Have you ever opened your fridge, spotted that little cup of yogurt, and thought of it as just a simple snack? What if we told you that tiny cup could quietly transform your health? Recently, gut health and probiotics have become some of the hottest health topics on YouTube, and yogurt is right at the center of it all. We used to grab one every morning, thinking it was just an easy way to keep our stomach light. But after a few weeks, we noticed something surprising: less bloating, more energy, and a feeling of balance we hadn't experienced before. That's when we realized, sometimes the biggest solutions hide in the smallest habits. So let me ask you, are you eating yogurt every day, or just once in a while? Now let's uncover one of the most fascinating discoveries in modern health science: the gut, often called our second brain, and the surprising role yogurt plays in keeping it balanced. Scientists call the gut our second brain, and for good reason. Inside your digestive system live trillions of bacteria, some good, some not so good. When the balance tips the wrong way, you feel it immediately: bloating, sluggish digestion, even mood swings. This is where probiotics and yogurt step in. They feed the beneficial bacteria, calm the bad ones, and create a harmony that your entire body notices. Better digestion, a stronger immune response, and even a steadier mood all begin in the gut. I'll never forget a time when I struggled with weeks of digestive discomfort. Nothing seemed to work until my doctor suggested I try adding probiotics. I started with something simple: a daily cup of plain yogurt. Within days, I noticed the difference. The discomfort eased, my meals felt lighter, and surprisingly, I felt calmer too. It was as if my body and mind were finally speaking the same language again. That experience taught me a lesson I'll never forget: when the inside is healthy, the outside naturally shines. Your skin, your energy, even your confidence are reflections of what's happening in your gut. Now I want to hear from you. Do you believe your gut and your emotions are this closely connected? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to know your take. Next, let's explore how your daily cup of yogurt can do more than soothe digestion. It can actually strengthen your immune defenses, helping your body fight off illness before it starts. If you've ever wondered why doctors and nutritionists keep linking gut health to overall wellness, here's the reason. About 70% of your immune system lives in your gut lining. That means what you eat directly shapes how your body fights infections. Yogurt, packed with probiotics, strengthens this defense system day after day. When your gut bacteria are balanced, your immune cells respond faster, your body produces more antibodies, and you're less likely to catch every cold that goes around. I used to get sore throats almost every winter. It felt inevitable. As soon as the weather turned cold, I'd end up sick. But when I made yogurt part of my daily routine, something changed. That one small habit made me more resilient. The colds came less often, and when they did, they passed more quickly. It was the first time I realized how food could be real prevention, not just fuel. And that's the lesson. Prevention through nutrition is more valuable than relying on medicine after the fact. Strengthening your body before illness strikes is the true long-term strategy for health. Now let's turn to one of the biggest keys to aging well: keeping your bones strong and your joints resilient, and how something as simple as yogurt can play a powerful role in that process. When people talk about aging gracefully, they often think about keeping the mind sharp or staying energetic. But one of the biggest threats to independence in later life is hidden in the skeleton: bone loss. Starting as early as your 30s, bone density begins to decline, and by the time you reach your 60s or 70s, the risk of osteoporosis and fractures rises dramatically. That's where calcium and vitamin D, both abundant in yogurt, become essential allies. Together, they help keep bones strong, joints stable, and mobility intact. I remember when an older family member suffered a hip fracture after what seemed like a small fall. The recovery was long, difficult, and it changed how all of us thought about bone health. From that moment on, yogurt wasn't just a snack in our house. It became part of a daily strategy to support bones before problems appeared. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Bone and joint health must be cared for early, not only after the first signs of weakness show up. Investing in your bones today is an investment in your freedom tomorrow. Let's move on to a challenge many of us face, managing weight, and see how yogurt, with its high protein and low calories, can make the journey a lot easier. When most people think about losing weight, the first instinct is often to eat less. But science shows that the smarter path is not about restriction, it's about choosing the right foods that keep you satisfied without overloading your body with empty calories. That's where yogurt really shines. High in protein and low in calorie density, it helps you feel full for longer while still delivering essential nutrients. Pair it with fiber-rich toppings like nuts or seeds, and you have a snack that curbs hunger while supporting weight control. I remember going through a strict diet phase where I constantly felt hungry. Afternoons were the hardest. The craving for something sweet was almost impossible to resist. That's when I swapped cookies and pastries for a bowl of plain yogurt topped with almonds and chia seeds. The difference was night and day. Not only did my weight stabilize, but I no longer felt trapped in a cycle of cravings and guilt. The lesson is clear. Lasting weight management isn't about eating less, it's about eating smarter. Choosing foods that nourish and satisfy is the key to maintaining both health and balance. Next, let's focus on the engine that keeps everything running, your heart, and discover how yogurt's minerals can support healthy blood pressure and cholesterol levels. When we think about protecting the heart, most people imagine big changes, strict diets, intense workouts, or complicated routines. But science tells us that even small dietary choices can quietly make a difference over time. Yogurt is one of them. Thanks to its rich supply of potassium and magnesium, it helps the body regulate blood pressure by balancing the effects of sodium. On top of that, fermented dairy like yogurt has been shown to improve cholesterol levels, lowering LDL, the bad cholesterol, while supporting HDL, the good cholesterol that clears your arteries. I'll never forget the day a routine checkup revealed my blood pressure was creeping higher than it should be. It wasn't alarming yet, but it was a warning sign. Instead of waiting for medication, I made a simple swap, replacing processed snacks with a daily serving of plain yogurt. Months later, the difference showed up not only in my numbers, but in how steady and energized I felt. That experience taught me this. Small changes in what you eat can create big changes in how your heart performs. Protecting your cardiovascular health doesn't always require dramatic sacrifices. It starts with consistent, smarter choices. Now let's uncover a connection most people never think about: how a healthy gut can transform not just your digestion, but also your skin and even your mood. When most people think of skincare or mood boosters, they imagine creams, supplements, or stress relief techniques. But science shows that one of the most powerful influencers lies within your gut. A healthy gut reduces inflammation throughout the body, and that includes your skin. Research has also shown that gut bacteria play a role in producing neurotransmitters like serotonin, often called the happy hormone. In other words, nourishing your gut may not only clear your skin, but also lift your spirits. I remember going through a stressful period when my skin constantly broke out. I tried cleansers, masks, and treatments, but the problem kept coming back. It wasn't until I made yogurt a consistent part of my daily diet that I began to notice a change. My skin felt calmer, less inflamed, and the breakouts weren't nearly as severe. What surprised me most was that my mood shifted too. I felt lighter, less irritable, and more in control. That experience taught me something simple but profound: true beauty and well-being start from within. When the gut is balanced, both your reflection in the mirror and the way you feel day to day improve naturally. Finally, let's talk about a detail that makes all the difference: how to choose the right kind of yogurt and the right way to enjoy it, so every bite truly benefits your health. It's easy to assume that all yogurt is healthy. After all, it has that creamy texture and a reputation as a wellness food. But here's the catch: not all yogurts are created equal. Many brands on supermarket shelves are packed with added sugar, artificial flavors, or stripped of the live cultures that make yogurt truly beneficial. The difference between a yogurt that heals and a yogurt that harms often comes down to the label. I used to reach for flavored yogurts without thinking twice: strawberry, vanilla, blueberry, the sweeter the better. It wasn't until I started reading the nutrition labels that I realized I was giving my body nearly as much sugar as a dessert. That was the wake-up call. From then on, I switched to plain yogurt, adding my own fruit and nuts for flavor. It not only tasted better, but I knew I was actually supporting my health instead of sabotaging it. The lesson is clear: knowledge is the most powerful ingredient in your diet. When you understand what's really in your food, you gain the ability to make choices that protect your body long-term. However, before you reach for your next cup of yogurt, there are a few science-backed tips you should know, because the way you choose and eat it can decide whether it truly heals your body or quietly harms it. Yogurt may look simple, but the way you choose and consume it can determine whether it becomes a superfood or just another dessert. First, be mindful of hidden sugars. Many commercial yogurts carry as much sugar as a candy bar, which feeds harmful gut bacteria and raises blood sugar spikes. The healthiest choice is plain, unsweetened yogurt, where you can add natural sweetness with berries, bananas, or a drizzle of honey. Second, always look for the label, live and active cultures. These are the probiotics that support digestion, immunity, and even mental health. Without them, yogurt is little more than flavored milk. Third, consider your body's tolerance. Greek yogurt is thicker, higher in protein, and often easier to digest for those sensitive to lactose, while plant-based options fortified with probiotics and calcium can serve vegans just as well. Timing also matters. Having yogurt in the morning can jumpstart metabolism, while an evening serving can aid overnight digestion and recovery. And finally, remember balance. 1 to 2 cups per day is enough to gain the benefits without unnecessary calories. When chosen wisely, yogurt isn't just food, it's a daily investment in gut health, stronger bones, better immunity, and even a brighter mood. Before we wrap up, let's get into some quick, science-backed tips that make choosing and enjoying yogurt both smarter and more effective. Practical tips can transform yogurt from a simple snack into a daily health powerhouse. The first rule is sugar. Always look for yogurts with less than 8 grams of sugar per serving. Many flavored varieties sneak in the equivalent of several teaspoons of sugar, which not only cancels out the benefits but can also spike insulin and feed harmful gut bacteria. If you enjoy flavor, go for plain yogurt and sweeten it naturally with fruits like blueberries, bananas, or even a touch of cinnamon. Second, check the label for live and active cultures. These are the probiotics that do the real work, improving digestion, strengthening immunity, and even supporting mental health through the gut-brain connection. Without them, yogurt is just flavored dairy. Third, think about timing. A serving in the morning can jumpstart metabolism and provide steady energy. Post-workout, it replenishes protein and electrolytes for muscle recovery. In the evening, it can aid overnight digestion and help reduce inflammation while you sleep. Fourth, boost the synergy. Pair yogurt with oats, chia seeds, or flax seeds to add prebiotic fibers. This combination feeds the probiotics, making them more effective. Adding berries not only delivers antioxidants but also improves skin health and reduces oxidative stress. Together, probiotics and prebiotics form what scientists call a symbiotic effect, amplifying benefits far beyond either alone. Finally, remember portion control. 1 to 2 cups per day is the sweet spot, enough to gain the benefits without piling on excess calories. For people who are lactose intolerant, Greek yogurt or lactose-free options are easier to digest, while fortified plant-based yogurts can be excellent for vegans. In short, yogurt isn't just food, when chosen wisely and paired with the right companions, it becomes a strategic tool for better digestion, stronger bones, stable weight, a healthier heart, clearer skin, and even a better mood. At the end of the day, yogurt is not just food, it's a gentle reminder that the smallest daily choices can bring the greatest changes. Choosing the right yogurt, eating it at the right time, and enjoying it with simple, wholesome ingredients can strengthen your body, calm your mind, and even brighten your spirit. Here at Health 247, we believe health is an act of love, love for yourself, and love for the people who walk this journey with you. Every spoonful of yogurt can be a quiet promise to care for your body, to live with balance, and to cherish the gift of life a little more each day. So let's walk this path together. Share this message with someone you care about, subscribe to join our growing family at Health 247, and let's keep building a community of kindness, health, and strength, one simple habit at a time. Thank you.